hours. It's 11:05 EST, and it's time for Mike and me. You know, Mike, Tuesday I talked about, I thought there'd be a quarter and there'd be a break to buy, you know, that everything would get cheap. So I was wrong about the cut, but you still had that kind of action where you could have bought anything cheaper. But after yesterday's close, I figured there'd be follow through for a correction for a few days, maybe into early next week. And I wake up and I see this difficult market for a trade. You may for a swing trader.
Correct.
I mean, you need the patience of Job and an iron stomach and everything. But you made a great point. All you had to do was follow the sweeps in BP, and it didn't matter what happened. So, when did you start? When did the sweeps come through? And was it yesterday or the day prior?
No, today being Thursday, it surfs up. Alexis, if it is on, you can more than happy to say. I think it was Monday, last Friday, maybe Monday.
Oh, okay.
Early. Matter of fact, I put some in the proverbial fund, a decent amount, and I said, "Listen, it's not sexy," and maybe it gave me a little bit more confidence because it was kind of a baby trade. I don't want to see the people, because I once again, if the market did pull back, I was looking at at that point in the market, like you said, I was playing defense. I was looking maybe if the market pulled back, I couldn't lose that much instead of what I could, I wasn't really the option sweeps, but bottom line, coach, net, including BP, kept me in with the positions in them now, and I'm still letting them ride. For example, like a Reddit and a British Petroleum and things like that, and they kept me in, coach.
Well, you're talking about oils. I'd like to see BP because this is a pretty important area in WTI. This is where we had the breakdown. So, if we start closing back over this level and we get back inside the formation, then I think you could look for the top of the formation. But you also have to be aware of a potential rejection here and another wave down. So, crude is, within a buck or so of the breakdown. Very important the next few days on what happens on that. The melt up continues. Yesterday, I was watching it for a while intraday, and every time it tried to rally, there were pretty good waves of selling.
That is true. Yes, there was.
Weren't there a few times? I go, and I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted it to hold.
The video was the risk to reward play. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
That trapped a lot of people on the short side. That risk to reward. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just getting to a stop. Just look at the video trade. The market was going.
Well, let me just finish with this. So, I showed this a possible third drive up here. It's going to come in, I don't know, 6,000. And then, if you want to come up with another way to measure a move in the S&Ps, that's confluence. Let's see. Yeah, you just draw a straight line across here, and you have a from 54 to 56, or you go to the daily and you go from 51, which was the low of the break that we had here, and you just have a breakout over 56 and a half. That measures 6,200, right? So 51 to 650 is 5.5. That gives you 6,200 up around this return line up there. And just one last thing, and I want to see what you think. They did a study on how much a market would advance after a quarter point cut and after half a point cut. And within 12 months, the average return's up 12%. I think they're going to compress that 12% into the next 2 or 3 months and get to those targets, maybe into the election. I mean, this is Mike Venezia's, and I use your line now. The biggest moves happen towards the end.
I didn't make it up. I just articulated it different. Even Mr. Hunter, the bullish of them all, agreed.
Okay, well, now we're in that stage.
Yeah, in some place, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so that I want to see BP and some of the other things that you see. I know the metals are all higher and they reversed
They
yesterday.
did poorly.
I I thought I'd have a chance to buy it at 29, but now with this, we're probably just going to new highs to 33.
I almost took him
Um,
short. I really did.
yeah, I know. I thought for sure after yesterday's close I'd be able to buy another break, but people following me are long from 28. And but I look at the shares, especially Newmont. Where is it? Okay, that's GDX. I don't know. I mean, look at the divergences. I guess it could keep going, but I can't buy a chart like this. And you know what?
Next,
I can't even buy the GDX might have more
oh,
left in it, but I can't buy a chart like this. I was interested what strike and time of the sweeps did you see in BTG the other day? I think it was
the
Monday.
same, this lunar taking a lot of calls, if I can get it, a lot of the same ones, January. And they're
Oh,
going into AGI, they're going into, by the way, they're going into gold calls in January today.
okay. What strike?
AGI, BTG, I didn't see. Maybe it is
Okay.
BTG that take up anything. HMY, I'm seeing. Basically, let me just paraphrase. What's going on today as we sit here, day after Fed Day, lunar calls blowing out.
Anyway, I'd like to know in case there's a break, I'd buy them. I'd be curious what strike. They're probably going for the $4 or in the money. I don't see them going out buying $5 calls in
I don't see
BTG.
this. I'll go back, Coach. I didn't see BTG today. They're buying AGI.
Okay. What's the name of AGI? AGI is just the silver calls.
No, it's Alamos Gold, isn't it?
Oh, Alamos. I haven't looked at that in a long time. Okay.
Lunar calls are flying.
So is that a silver stock?
No, it's a space. It's sending people to space.
Oh, okay. Again, so the last thing I said is during this melt up, silver would outperform and the gold silver ratio would drop. We had a rally yesterday, but look, you know, we're already giving yesterday's rally back. So silver should be the outperformer here and continue to be. That's all I have. So I'm going to give you the screen. Oh, just one more. I always find one more. Look at this chart, Mike, and don't look at what the title is.
I
And
won't.
then look at that.
I didn't look at my Christmas presents when they were wrapped under the tree. I didn't know. I didn't peek. I didn't.
All right. You didn't peek, but look
No,
at that.
I actually, believe me, I actually have a lot of discipline, believe it or not.
All right. Anyway, I believe it. Or you'd be gone. Anyway,
Yeah.
so look at this chart
Okay.
and look at this chart. So this is only drive two, but it could have more left in it, which
Sure.
means, counterintuitively, we talked about the possibility that a rate cut would TLT would come off.
Oh, I love it. It's got range.
You know,
That's all it says
yeah,
to me. At least something. It's got range. Beautiful.
yeah. So we're in a correction there too. I think it has to be bought. I don't think this is the end of the bond rally, but I think you could be patient about buying this for maybe into next week at least. Um,
I'm going to
okay, I
tell you,
promise.
I'm
I
really looking.
promise I have nothing left in my head.
Well, I appreciate that. I
I'm
know
an
you're under
empty-headed
the
guy
weather.
now. There you go.
Holy smokes. I'm not even going to go to my screen. Just let's listen. Let's put share screen. I'm not even going to go to my main page. Okay. As you can see, as I go here, new share. For those longer time viewers, we're doing a lot of aesthetic work on TradeGATEHub and starting with small and getting bigger. For example, as you can see, the main page is consolidating. When you go to the YouTube channel, it's going to have easier access, more charts. News will be updated even quicker. We're working on it. As you can see, that it's good
Nice.
news, but tradable news. With that being said, okay, let's go back. Okay. I want to get back to a couple of things, and if I can pontificate. By the way, it's as hedge funds are short in single names. All that matters right now is a stock picker. There they are. They're short more than that. We'll go back into what happened in the beginning of April when they were short middle names. So the indices are irrelevant. Yes, Apple's doing well, and yes, there are things
Yeah.
up. Just play. I'm playing. Coach, you're saying about 12%. What was the 12%? I have half the
That
stocks in my.
after half a point cut by the Fed, the market returns 12% within a year.
Well, I have about 14 stocks on now, and at least half of them are up or down more than 12% today.
Well, they're talking the averages,
Well,
of
that's
course.
I'm talking averages too. Uh, there's Lunar, by the way. I said Tesla rolling into weeklies, Tesla, Lunar, Nvidia. So they might
Yeah.
be going into megas. Let's go back
Well,
here.
man, I mean, hedge funds managers do cartwheels at 15% in this interest rate environment. To you, that's a day trade. Anyway,
To somebody that wants to put money with me, it could be a stop out in Bank of America. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Bank of America be down 12% one day. Okay.
yeah,
The pontificating back to this because I'm being facetious because I'm using my humor at everybody's expense. What do I say all the time? And I didn't make it up. I love the mornings when the VIX is high. It's all smash and grab, rookie money. No disrespect. Rookie money, what I say is like college kids. I'm an old poker player sitting at the table like Doyle Brunson. I see a couple of kids that have some cocktails and are feeling brave at cards. I'm the guy that takes the money and they learn. I'm not saying they can't be at the good
no,
poker.
it's important for them to lose.
Coach, it's in Bronxdale. Oh, by the way, how about this call? Coach, give it to me. Meta, highs.
Yeah,
Pages and pages of calls on Meta for weeks, Coach. Yes or no?
yeah,
Enough
yeah.
said.
I mean, we had a little pullback, but we're at new highs. We're
Bottom line,
back
the
at that
options
line
futures.
again.
And my man, as sharp as they come, and I'm going to give you a compliment, sir. So I've been working with a lot of thousands of traders. Alexis is really sharp. And this is what Larry said, early breakout. He's on it. And
Yeah,
Alexis doesn't surfs up, doesn't follow, he doesn't go outside the Twitter feed. He's a pure Alexis surfs up is pure. He's what you're watching Larry, clean breakout trader. Meta's
yeah,
taking calls. The stock's breaking out to new highs and didn't pull back that much. It's a $580 stock, whatever it is. It didn't pull back $50. Pulled back maybe $20. Next. What I'm saying to you now is that it's how they close. Yesterday was a volatile Fed day, whatever you want to call it. Let me go back to, and it's not the sexiest of trades. Okay. This was at the close yesterday, if I will. Wait for it.
Mike, I just want to bring something up that
Right here.
I turned bullish the market when I liquidated my SQQ position at 850. Okay, it got up to like 990, so I gave quite a bit back, but
Uh-huh.
850 was my line in the sand. It's 770. So again, it's okay to be wrong, but know where you're wrong and get out of the way. Maybe 20 years ago, I'd go, well, 850. Let's see. Maybe it'll hold here.
Coach,
Okay.
you timed that trade well. And because you timed it well, you had a feel on the trade. There was a point where they should have been going up as against the market when you just
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I mean,
Usually
the
it's by 10 o'clock.
Friday before, I thought it was going to go to 15 if it broke out over 11, but it didn't happen.
Well,
The key is know why you're in the market, because if that level is taken out, that's the trade. You get out of the way. So anyway, I think they're going to get real cheap. These, uh, you know, bearish whatever ETFs. Yeah, I think that we could be at 6,000 maybe by the election, Mike.
the
People are
coach,
going to feel pretty good.
that's fair. Everything has gotten shrugged off. The up and down between who's winning, Kamala or Trump. Reason to buy. The
No,
Fed comes
everyone's
out.
saying it
Reason to
won't
buy. The
matter to the
president gets
market.
shot. Reason to buy. Here,
Yeah.
another thing. Intel, good number, good
Oh,
flow.
did it leave an island? We were looking at that Tuesday. It could have
Intel.
let, and I said we could gap up. Did it gap up?
I'm not looking at my screen quotes now. I'm giving everybody my full attention. I'm just telling you what calls are going off.
Okay.
AMD. But you know what? And I meant to say this, and because I am going back and forth, but everything today, and I'll paraphrase, is they're all short dated. Heavy first hour, right here, it should be. Bear with me. But more bull flow and Everything is short. Nobody's taking, nobody, listen, September, January Planetary, I get it. But nobody's really stepping out and they're just playing,
Yeah,
short-term volatility.
yeah.
And I got to finally get back to the point here, or else I'm really would go, is that how they close. My last post yesterday into the close. BP calls off the board. I could, coach, how many different equities are there? I could have put anything. There are a lot of things that went off. I just want people to learn that it's an international stock. Oil's moving. We talk about it every day. Uh, you know, again, repeat buying. You don't
Let's see
have
the
to, again,
chart.
this was my last post yesterday. You don't have to use the data. I just want you to trust it. This is what I'm reporting. You might, I don't use it every time either. I'm not loaded, I should be retired on medicals right now. I'm not. But XBI, another one. Get it. So BP, that was what we posted in there. Uh, Sentiment, it's a trader's market now, coach. Right now, it looks like they're taking up the semis here,
Yeah,
right
I
here.
mean we're at new highs, and the greedometer isn't even extreme yet, is it?
Oh, coach, well put. I'm so glad you said that. Here, right here, no post. Meta highs, all-time highs, and the trending market is 11:20 a.m. The VIX is at 1650, down 10%. Go to the VIX chart. Bitcoin's up nicely. And
Bitcoin going
listen,
to a
I'm
hundred
not getting
grand.
even euphoric because there's places to hide. Maybe
Yeah,
they pull back.
Bitcoin's
Let's go.
going to 100 grand, Mike. I showed the chart. We break out over 69, it measures 120. Um, and that's part of the melt up too. So it's like, giddy up everything.
I don't know, coach. I'm not really the type to get euphoric. I right now, I don't, maybe I should be buying Meta at this point. I'm not necessarily, I'm buying the dogs, but I'm going to tell you when I go to this, if they're trying to short the dogs, that the last thing they want to do, that's why Children's Place went from 3 to 15.
Yeah. How
You know what
about
I
the
mean?
Bitcoin miners? Are you long any of those?
Course, CORZ is the symbol. The number, the last year's CCJ. Correct? Surf's up. Come on, kid. Back me up here. So that's it, coach. You know what I mean? Let me see if I have any questions. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We were saying that there are new leaders. Just because Apple wasn't at the high and Microsoft wasn't, this APP was another one. There's always some place to go. Intel now.
Hey, watch that Adam Button interview. So we covered some of the fades that were going to happen. You know what, Mike? One advantage of having been around for a long time is that, I've talked to a lot of people, I've interviewed a lot of people, and they become friends. Like you and I, we've never
Oh
met,
yeah.
but we're friends. And I got a DM from the Pivot King, Steve, I forgot his last name, up in Canada,
Uh-huh.
that wants to come in because he knows people are confused. And he does not do interviews, Mike. All right. He's not on the circuit. Um, so we're going to talk to him tomorrow after the close. I think that our members, our viewers should listen to Steve and learn some things. He really prides himself. He calls himself the Pivot King because I've seen him hit things at the pip before it got there. So an excellent guy to listen to tomorrow. I'm going to put in some overtime and work after the close tomorrow and talk to Steve, the Pivot King. So just wanted to make people aware of it so they can catch it live
Well,
and bring their questions.
a couple
Huh?
of things to say to that. I'll be bringing my questions, and what it says to the Pivot King is A, he has no ego because he's willing to learn and put his ego aside. And B, I've said this multiple times, and I've talked to Hall of Fame athletes. Fact, a lot of them jockeys, and a lot of them could have retired. And Mike Smith, for example, won the Triple Crown twice.
Yeah,
Why do you keep doing it? He
I
has
love
a
it.
fear of not what he'll learn, of what he'll miss.
Yeah, like you.
But yeah,
You
I feel
talk
like if
about
I
that.
take a day off, I'll miss an edge. I don't feel
Yeah.
like I'll gain an edge. I always fine tune my system. That's my edge. But if I think I'm a step back, and I'm not suffocated by it. It's what I do. And it sounds like the Pivot King thinks the same way, and I can appreciate that. And I'll be on as well with my questions. Fact.
Okay. All right. So I think that we gave some good ideas. I'd buy this break in natural gas that's pulling back a little bit. I looked at some of the natural gas issues you shared with me. I don't know what they're doing today. They didn't look,
You want me to give the
they had
screen to
already
you?
made major
Do
moves.
you want
Huh?
me to give the screen to you to look quickly?
No, it's all right.
Okay.
But I like the natural gas on a pullback towards 210. That may happen. I
Mhm.
still think there's a bottom brewing there. And also the grains are pulling back um, by this pullback. I don't think wheat will make new lows. We had a nice wheat trade from the bottom, real nice move to the upside. Maybe that was the end of one. We're getting a pullback here. I like all the grains: corn, beans, wheat. So
Coach, a quick question. Can pullback in ZW be bought yet? Thank you.
I'd have to look at my chart.
Okay.
So uh, I would say, well, let's see. We have a live question. Let me just share the week chart
So let me
for a
say
second.
something before we get to that question. This is something when you go to options you want to see.
All right.
FedEx in January. Guy
Yeah.
above ask, doesn't care.
Yeah.
And
Just
going
get
in
me
for how,
in.
and he's going in for what? How much? And he's going in for almost 700,000. Doesn't care where he gets it.
Yeah.
That's something you know. Okay.
Is that
Coach,
the chart? Is that FedEx there?
no, that's RKT.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. See, so, you know, Mike knows the signs, and you know what? You should know it in yourself. If you don't care about, sometimes you'll see me post a trade, Mike, and I'll say buy it anywhere,
Yeah.
right? You know, instead of trying to get cute and miss a move. That's when you really have conviction.
Yeah.
So let me just
Yeah, I stopped.
yeah, let me just show him the wheat chart for a second, and then I'm going to give it right back to you. So here's the wheat.
I love live questions.
Okay. So maybe down around here, 550, 540, risking the lows. I'd go with this moving average or do some fibs. You could buy a piece here, but I think we might head lower. Maybe 50% correction, 61.8.
I
Those
would
are the levels.
I would say
Corn,
like 548, just psychologically breaks 550, just bid there
yeah,
and just start it there. I don't know.
yeah. No, I think you're no, that's right. And corn, you think you could get a pullback here to about
That's
$4.
nice. I
Yeah, it's
like
a
that.
nice looking chart. Just
Actually, it
finally
is with
came.
the moving. I like it that the 50-day, the 200 are moving up a little bit. Larry,
And here's the beans.
Netflix.
Buy
Huh?
a, the beans are really have the weakest advance, you know, because they really didn't diverge at the lows. The corn and wheat look better to me. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps.
Yeah, we're good, coach. I'm good from here. I'm in the
All right,
room all
man.
day as I always in. Like I say, I might sign out, but I never leave. And ask away. I'm not a squawk box. You don't get in unless you ask. That's where I come from. Ask nicely. Questions, comments, suggestions always taken. Go watch a couple of videos this week. Very important. A lot developed.
Yeah,
Came
big
full.
week.
Well, yeah, a lot came full circle.
Yeah,
If not wrong, corrected to be right. It was good trading
it's
week.
a new chapter in our financial history.
Correct. That's right.
Okay, and uh, TradeGate Hub is rocking.
Semis
So
flying. Yeah.
yeah, they're
Sorry.
rocking. It's all right.
Sorry. All right.
Mike's
Thanks,
see,
everybody.
Mike just gave you an example of how detached he is from the markets.
What's
You
that?
live and breathe it. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, I best way to trade is be detached, and like nothing bothers you." And I don't, I don't know. I'm not that advanced. All right, so
The
things
reason why
bother.
nothing bothers me is quite honestly, is because TradeView and the CEO don't give me a lot of leverage and so much I mean it. There's honor involved in that. That's why I don't try to stretch the parameters. That's all.
Yeah. All right. It makes really helps when you're with somebody who lets you be you.
Well, whether it's my account, TradeView Markets, TradeGATEHub,
Yeah.
everything resonated
Yeah.
from by traders, for traders. we didn't own an airline and said, let's go into the finance industry. Everybody came down to the pure core.
Yeah.
They did. Look at
Yeah.
look at our resumes.
You got, it's like a fraternity there, man.
True, actually. I'm proud
All
of it.
right. All right. Brotherhood, the brotherhood of TradeView. And that's a wrap, everyone. I'll be here in the morning, kind of give you a look ahead for next week. And don't forget the Pivot King
Yeah,
tomorrow
we won't
at
definitely.
that's going to be at 4:15 EST, 15
Sir,
minutes after the close.
and it's a low news day and low earnings after the close, so everybody be sure to make it. And Surf's Up will definitely remind us. So thanks again, Coach, for leading by
All right.
example. Trade well the rest of the day.
All right. Thank you, brother. Adios.